Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I'm going to be doing commentary for this video. This is a very organic build, and there's a lot more freedom with what goes where. The most important thing to remember is that you don't need to copy me exactly. There's a lot of freedom with organic stuff, and you can customize a lot of this to your own style. So I imagined a river coming through, opening up into a pond, and then tapering back off into a river. I textured randomly with podzol, coarse dirt, sand, and clay, and gravel, some grass. You can use however much of these blocks as you want. If you don't want to use gravel, then don't. If you don't want to use sand or clay, then don't. Just make sure that it is textured, it's not just plain. And it's just random. Just, texture it up and throw blocks around where you think looks good. Okay, so now we're going to do the bridge. Those are dispensers and some upside down stone bricks, stairs, some iron bars act like a barrier between the river and the pond. Copy it over to the other side. And I wanted to throw some cobble in to act like more of a foundation. It looks like it's holding the iron bars in place. So we use acacia planks for the bridge walkway, dark oak slabs for the roof, acacia fences, acacia gates. If you need to, just pause the video so you can see what I have done and copy it that way. For the pathways, I just imagine what the natural walking paths would be. You can walk it yourself and break the grass blocks as you go. So from the bridge to the house, from the bridge around back, from the house to the farm, use as much or as little path as you want. And I like to use podzol and coarse dirt around the edges of my pathway. Podzol looks like mud, so I like to use it close to water. And it's just random, just throw as much or as little podzol and coarse dirt around as you like. I threw some fences around the entrance to the bridge as well, just randomly. Add some lanterns onto those. So here I wanted to build an old broken down bridge. It pretty much just looks like a rubble pile. If you wanted, you could build a basic cobblestone bridge in full and then break it yourself. I just threw a bunch of cobblestone around as if it's been destroyed for a long time and it's very degraded. Throw some buttons around to look like little stones, and I threw some fences around with some lanterns, as if the fences were also part of something that is now long destroyed. So right now I'm just touching things up a bit. I missed a patch next to the river here, adding some podzol and some coarse dirt. and adding a couple more paths around. As you go, you can always tweak stuff. If something doesn't look right, then change it up. I always tweak everything. And now I'm going to build a basic seating area. If you need to, just pause the video and copy what you see. So right now I'm just spending some time flying around and tweaking stuff, adding more rubble. Something doesn't look right, I change it up. Just taking a moment to check everything out and get it to look the way I want it to. So here are a couple basic lights, lanterns. If you have a design that you like, definitely throw that here if it's something that fits. Maybe try to design your own using a similar stone palette. So now we're going to add the water. I want to start filling in the pond with everything. Just some temporary blocks here so I can get all the water source blocks filled in. So with the coral, you can use whatever colors you want. I went with blue and purple and red, yellow, I think some pink, but definitely use whatever colors you want. I suggest some sea pickles around to add some light. Kelp looks good, and some rubble. I threw some campfires in there, a couple barrels, some mossy cobblestone, and if you go through the item list and you see something that might be fun or interesting to add in the pond as some rubble, then definitely add that in. And use some bone meal to fill the rest in with seagrass. And I really like this idea of the trap doors floating on the pond with the lanterns and the coral blocks on top. I saw it on Instagram. I wish I remembered where I saw it. Here I'm building the farm. I was gonna do some sort of a stone outline, but it just didn't look right to me. A little bit of a workstation with a barrel, a cauldron, and a composter. Some cobblestone stairs and slabs around as some rubble. Random fences around. And here I'm doing a wheelbarrow, the grindstone as the wheel. That's just a fence gate attached to a stair and some trapdoors. So again, a lot of freedom with what goes where in the farm. Some rubble, some campfires. There's a log behind there. I'm gonna put almost like a woodcutter area back there. So I thought this could use a table of some sort, so I just threw a polished andesite slab in there. And then I added one of the stone lanterns here. And now I want to add, I had a stone or a woodcutter area in the original build, but this one I wanted to put it back here. So just throw some wood around, some campfires, just a really small wood cutting area. I wanted to add a few small trees, very basic trees, just using spruce fences as the trunk and branches, and some oak leaves. I tried not to make it too thick, skinny at the top, gets bushier at the bottom. So here's another tree. I just go about 5 or 6 fences up, throw a couple branches off to the side, and I place some leaves, and then I back up and look at it and do a little spin around and see how it looks, and then go back and put some leaves down, take some away, back up and spin around and see how it looks, and just add and remove leaves until it, you get the look that you want. So here I'm just adding grass and tweaking the pathway. I changed some of the blocks back to grass blocks so I can have a little bit more of a dense grass area and do a lot of tweaking too. If something doesn't look quite right, change it up, try different things. There's a lot of freedom with this kind of stuff. Now I'm starting the cherry blossom. So I'm working on the main trunk and it tapers off near the top. It's a pretty thick trunk and then a few branches coming off here and there. The important thing with this is that it's curvy, just a little bit of a curve. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I just throw a few fences in there for small branches. And in the end, you don't really see too much of the branches either. It ends up being covered by the cherry blossom leaves. So I start adding the leaves, and I start by adding it to the end of the branches. and I just use pink wool for now. I'll texture it later. And then I sort of fill it in to make it more of a fluffier shape and round the shape out a little bit. Adding to it, trying to get a nice rounded shape, maybe backing up and spinning around and seeing how it looks, and then going back and adding things, and then backing up, doing a spin around, seeing how it looks. That's what a lot of this stuff is. Adding and removing until you get the general shape and design and style that you want. Texture it with some, I like to use a little bit of white wool and some pink glazed terracotta, some pink concrete. Just throw a few dark oak fences in there randomly, some pink glass. So here's the original tree. I do like this one a lot better. I really refined this one to something that I liked a lot. It's pretty much the same procedure though. I just spent a little bit more time on it. And here is the original exterior. It looks very similar. There are a lot of differences as well. Now we're going to go to the inside. This is not very organic, but there is still a lot of freedom, so feel free to make it into your own style. If what I'm doing is too fast, you can always slow the video down or just pause at each step and follow along that way. So I'm going to throw a spruce log just past the stairs here. You can see where it starts and ends. And then some spruce trapdoors for the floor. And this is a great spot back here for the enchanting table. And then just fill the entire sides with books. I randomly knock out bookshelves and throw in the looms, and then randomly knock out a bunch of those and throw in random stuff. There's so many things you could throw in here. I just put a few things in this one. In the original there's a lot more. I think I show that clip here of the original. There's so many things. Just go through the item list and I'm sure you'll find tons of cool stuff to throw up here. So here's the original clip. I've got some chests, some note blocks, levers, tripwire hooks. I had a minecart, end rods, light sensors, lapis block, crafting table, gold block. I'm sure there's 50 other things you can think of to throw up here. So just have fun with that and pick what you want. Here's just a basic workstation area. You can throw whatever you want here. It's really up to you. And this spot works perfectly for a farm because the water's already there. So you just fill it in with dirt. I liked the dark oak stairs here, a couple lights, and you can plant whatever you want. For the kitchen and the eating area, I was just trying to fit in the 3 trapdoors here, but it didn't really fit. So I just stayed with the 2 that I had from the original. You can put anything you want on those trapdoors as well. For the seats, it's just snow blocks and white carpet with some slabs. Very basic unit for the kitchen area. Cauldrons, looms, barrels, some melon, brewing stand. And for the upstairs, I really liked the cartography tables. It looks like there's paper and stuff on the couch table there, the side table. I used the purple bricks for the couch. And then the wardrobe here is just like the original. I liked the two different colors with the dark oak and then the spruce. If you have a wardrobe design that you like, throw that here. Or try to create your own. And for the fireplace, I did not texture this one. The original fireplace was textured with andesite, cobblestone. This one I just left it as stone bricks. So you can keep it clean like this, or you can texture it if you want. Some purple and pink carpet. And then for the ceiling, I believe these are jungle stairs. Adding some redstone lamps in there. Wasn't sure what to do for these middle bits. Tried slabs and then some stairs and ended up just going with full planks. And for the bed, there's some nether brick walls there. Everything here is dark oak. Stairs, slabs, stripped dark oak trapdoors, dark oak gates. And those beds, there's 3 facing the one way and then 3 facing the opposite way to make it look like a really big bed. I love that design. For the side table lamps, it is an end rod with a skeleton skull, just facing backwards so you don't see the face. And for the carpet, just randomly placing around 4 different colors. And that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first attempt at commentary. I really appreciate everybody's support so far. All the subs, all the nice comments, all the likes. It really means a lot to me that you guys enjoy my stuff. I'm going to keep posting videos, so if you are not subscribed, consider doing so you can see when I post new builds. So yeah, you guys rock. I appreciate you all watching and hanging out with me. Here is the outro. I'll catch you later.